Good evening. For years, I've been producing motion pictures just for the fun of scaring the wits out of you. And right now, if you're game, I'm going to tell you a tale of terror that would scare a ghoul out of his favorite graveyard. Now, first, pull down the shade. There's no telling who or what might be looking in your window. Now, turn out the lights. Oh, wait a minute. Have you signed your life insurance policy? You really should, you know, because the last person who listened to this story in a darkened room dropped dead. I mean, real dead.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the host or the gatekeeper of this particular program, known here on the internet as the mighty Angel Snub Nub. I would first like to say to my audience, especially the male, especially those who are men, I want to say this to us very quickly. Many of you believe, many of you have told me in the past that I am anti-black man. This is far from the truth. And it is so far from the truth that I ask you to prove what you're talking about. And you cannot. So why would it be so what's the word I'm looking for? But why would I become anti-black man when I am a black man myself? I do not side with women in their ill behaviors. I do not side women.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
What I side with is real truth. And many of you live in some type of fiction or fairy tale world of your own making in your head. You develop your own world. Whereas I accept my reality just the way things are. I am able, and we should embrace real truth, as real truth is nothing but that which is consistent with facts and reality. Some may say, well, your reality might not be my reality. There is only one reality. Anything else is belief, personal opinion based on what? Reality has no skin color. Truth has no skin color. It has no gender. So if your thinking is rooted in your skin color or your gender or your religion, then you don't have real truth. You have some truth, you have some partial truth, but your truth that you claim is tainted because it is not consistent with reality or facts, belief, and opinion. Now, what I will say is that when men speak, when these black men speak, I do not call you a liar. I do not never tell you that you don't speak any truth. But what I do say is that we need to take into consideration, as they would say in legal terms, all mitigating factors. And this is something you don't, because you don't want to accept your responsibility. You don't want to accept blame for anything. You, as many of these racists always tell us, we want to play the victim role. In fact, if we knew legally what a victim is, we all who are the descendants of slaves born in America, there's no doubt we are victims. And we allow tricksters who are the perpetrators of the crime that caused us to be victims, we allow them to sit around and make the victim deny your victimhood. And when you do that, that makes it so they don't have to accept responsibility for what they done. That makes us so foolish, but it makes them happy. Because anytime they get a chance to play victim, they do it and they do it very well. With the tears and the crying and the whining and the complaining. Oh, 9/11, oh, the Holocaust. They never forget. And they always out to punish. And they always filled with hate. But when the black man, when you want to express your victimhood, you should forget it. Move on. What you crying for? Whining and complaining. But it's all right for them. And we listen to the perpetrators. We listen to these criminals. And you wonder why you're in the condition that you're in, because you don't realize that you're a victim. We don't realize that we are a victim and have yet, after 400 years of living in this country that is the perpetrator of the crime, we've yet to be given true justice and equality. Still running around talking about we shall overcome. Over 50, 60, going on 70 years, we shall overcome. If it takes you that long, then maybe you need to rethink of how you're looking at your situation. But it is something, and many things that black men do say, and it is true. And I will stand with you on that truth. But again, because I stand on real truth, all mitigating circumstance must be examined. Men say that there are double standards for men and women. But yet, in this country and around the earth, who is in control of this planet? Who is in control of society, culture, media, law, education? Who is in control of all these things? Religion. It is men who create all these different opportunities. And there are double standards. But men must realize that it is men who control and put all these things before us. And when victims get smart enough to take advantage of what men have done, such as in the case of women, you want to get angry because the game that men created that gave men advantage and benefit, you want to get mad at the victim when they turn around and use your own game against you. That's sad.